I I think it is a deeply underrated skill. I think too much of our life is spent in just going, yeah, what I'm doing is what I'm doing. Can't change me. I am who I am. And these kinds of things. And yet at the same point, I do truly believe that the ability to A, self evaluate, B, look internally, and at the very least question whether you're doing a good job, the right thing, pushing yourself, those kinds of things. I think they are deeply valuable skills. Look, and you might decide at the end of that evaluation, yeah, you're killing it, you're doing a great job, and that's fine, but you at least need to stop and evaluate yourself. My father, and we had this one, and he was like, we were talking about parenting, and like at the end of the day, we're always questioning whether we're doing a good job. And he was just like, no, I never once questioned whether I was doing a good job or not. And I was like, what? Like, how can you not? Especially in something that has no user manual, no guide, no like clear path on how to do it properly. How can you not question whether you're doing a good job? Like, parenting is the most important job that you could ever do with your life. It's one of the hardest ones you can ever do. And there's no guide, there is no manual. And even if you ask questions, everybody's got a different fucking opinion. And worst of all, you can't know until, 20 years down the track how good a job you did, really. And even then, like, how can you ever truly know? So to not evaluate that is just mind boggling, but that's a whole different story. But I realized that I wasn't really, self evaluating, and I had some downtime and I stopped and I questioned it. And I didn't like the answer that I came up with, because the honest answer was no. No, I'm not doing a good job. Like, I'm putting this stuff out there. I'm building this, program to teach and educate, to inspire, to lead by example. And I can't remember where I got it. I was listening to something, but it was that I had it just was this whole sequence of thoughts. And it was like, if someone turned up at my door and was like, I want to be like you. And I'm like, cool, I'm going to put you through your paces. You're going to live like me for the next 126 days. And if I put them through that, would that be that difficult? Would that be, would it shatter them? Would it rock their world? Would it even challenge them? Would what I'm doing at the moment push, mere mortals? Like, and I know there's this concept of like, you shouldn't compare yourself to others. And there is a certain capacity of that. You shouldn't compare your happiness to others. I don't like you don't know comparing your life to someone else's life. You can't do that, because all you're ever truly going to see is the highlight reel. And that's not a good way. That's a great way to get depressed. Grass is always greener on the other side. It's not a good way to live your life at fucking all. On the flip side of that, I think us, especially as men, need competition. As I said, like, the three things you need is a purpose greater than you, a challenge, something to conquer and overcome, and something to go to war with, something to compete against, something to challenge you, to push you, to grind against. We need to compete. We are built to fight, to compete, to go to war, to challenge ourselves. So yeah, we need to compare ourselves to other people to have that challenge. Are we stacking up? How hard are we working? Could we push harder? Is that person doing better than us? It's part of who we are. We are built to be warriors. And if we're not fighting, then, we're dying. And I truly believe that. And there's this. And so, this isn't even anyone. This is just a metaphorical putting it out there. And so I really stepped back and I was like, I don't think what I'm doing at the moment would. I don't think my workouts, my level of weight on my walks, the nutrition I'm doing, the standards that I've set myself, I don't think it would challenge, someone who's got good discipline. I really don't. The problem is that I'm thinking I should be up here, and I'm comparing myself to people who are down here. The bar is so fucking low that, yeah, what I'm doing is mind blowing. Like, oh my God, this guy, how could he fucking possibly do this? This is insane. But if I actually compare myself to people who have discipline, who actually work hard, eh, eh, look, and I can chuck up excuses and I can chuck up caveats like I am, rehabbing some injuries at the moment. But there are ways around that I could fucking push myself. Like I am not being challenged every single day to, like, I get to the end and I'm like, fuck me, I am knackered. There is, like, I could not have given any more. That's not what's happening. And that's a problem. That's a big fucking problem. The whole point of this is to be pushed, to be challenged, to find out what's in here, to discover who I truly am, to sculpt out the best version of me, the best man of me. Like, I keep looking at my results. Yes, I am definitively making progress in the physical component, but it's slow. I think it could be much faster. And so I looked at that and I was like, need to reevaluate, need to reassess, because no, I don't think the standard I am currently living at would push people. Like the 126 days, maybe, without a day off, maybe that part, but the rest of it, not really. Like, I don't think that would truly challenge people. And at the bare minimum, even if it would, it's not challenging me. Like, I got comfortable again. Yes, I'm working harder than I was before. Yes, I'm doing things better than I was before, but I still got fucking comfortable. I need to reevaluate. I need to go back and, make a contract with myself and be like, these are my non-negotiables. These are the things that get done. These are the things that never get done. Like, social media, TV, sedation, all that kind of stuff. All those things are just now, they are not happening. End of fucking story. It's it's zero choice mentality. But it deeply fucking concerned me. Then when I was looking at it, I was like, no, I am not living up to the standard that I'm setting for myself. I am not happy with this level that I'm playing at. And I need to do better. So, I'm finishing out this week of programming, and then I'm going to write a new one. I'm going to ramp it up, and we are going to fucking go. We are going to take this on, and I need to push myself. I need to find a new gear. Like, we're 53 days in, making progress. That's for damn sure. But am I making progress at the rate that would, shock and awe people? No. Am I truly pushing myself and changing my life? No, not really. So then what's the point? Like, and that's the other side of it. Like, what is the point of doing this kind of stuff and quote unquote sacrificing if I'm not actually gaining? Like, I'm doing the work. Yes, I am. And that so much of that is to do the work. But if you're half-assing the work, are you doing the work? Like, that truly becomes the question of, what's the purpose of the work if you're half-assing it, if it's not developing you? And it's this blurred line because it is about just showing up and doing the work. It's not about the end result. It's not about the six-pack. It's not about doing that. It's about consistently doing the work. But if the work is not valuable enough, then what's the point? It's like, say if you're going to work and you work all day and you commit to the process and you're working really hard, but you're working on the wrong project. Yeah, you're doing the process, and yeah, you're showing up, and yeah, you're getting that benefit of doing the work consistently. But if you're supposed to be building a rocket and you're over here building a temple, what the fuck are you doing? You're not doing the right work. And that was the self-evaluation I had, and I was like, maybe it's egotistical, but I think it's also who we are as men. I want to be the baddest motherfucker. Like, in most rooms, because, there are some people I just, at this stage in life, I don't think I have it in me. Like your Cam Haynes, your Jocko Willick, your David Goggins. I am not those guys. Like, I am not becoming an ultramarathon runner and things like that. I am not going to shatter my knee and just run bone on bone. I am not that guy. I've got kids that I need to function for. I've got a wife, things like that. But apart from those people, yeah, I want to walk into pretty much any room and go, yeah, my confidence of what I do every single day carries me through. I know I'm a bad motherfucker and I can handle this. At the moment, I am, but only because the fucking rooms I'm walking into. As I said, the bar is fucking down here. I'm working against people who they don't want to exercise at all. Or they don't want to sweat when they exercise, or they don't want to, things like this. I'm not playing in the right game. I'm not even in the right fucking game for the attitude and the warrior and the person I have inside me, the person I'm trying to live out as, that man I'm becoming. I'm not even in the right fucking stadium. So of course I step in the room and go, yeah, I can run this room, because I'm not meant to fucking be there. So that self-evaluation, it hurts. Like when I wrote it down, I was like, fuck, and I'm going to have to reevaluate in 30 days. But I wrote, am I truly pushing myself? Am I actually testing myself? If someone turned up at my door and I told them I'd put them through their paces to see if they were serious, would what I'm doing shatter them, rock them, even test them? Would my level of excellence far exceed those of mere mortals? At this point, I think the answer is no. Nothing I'm truly doing would push those who are committed. I'm just surrounded by those who have no discipline, no fortitude, no standards. This means it's time to elevate. It's time I have to chase greatness. I have 30 days to make this change, and then I must reevaluate. So by day 85, I need to be a different beast. I need to have released the monster within. I need to push further. I've just, if we use the Jekyll and Hyde example again, I'm just Dr. Hyde in a different outfit. I'm still the well-mannered doctor, and it's like nobody can see it, but that's not enough. I need to release Jekyll. I need to release the beast, because what's that saying? You need to have the monster. True men and true ability is to have the monster within inside you and be able to control it, not to have no monster at all. And at the moment, the monster is slumbering. He is in fucking hibernation. And that's just not good enough. That's not the level I want to play at. And it's a delicate balance, because if we're just talking workouts, I still have to do. There are things I have to do. I have to do fucking rehab. I have to, keep working on healing my knee and healing my shoulder. Those are injuries that have to be dealt with if I'm going to keep playing this game long term. And, this is just for phase 126 to greatness. Then there is chasing greatness, and then there's greatness club. If I'm going to continue down this and repeat this cycle forever, I have to look after those things. But within that same token, the fuck's the point if I'm not gaining anything out of this? If I'm not sculpting away and pushing myself and seeing what's fucking possible? That's the whole point. It's chasing greatness. It's a greatness club. It's about seeing what is possible. And I can't sit back. What I've been doing is not enough. And that's what I mean where you have to self-evaluate. Like, we set up these challenges and then we reach points and we just cruise through. Like, we do the work. And this is why I wanted to share this. This is why I wanted to document this whole process. Because I need to learn these pitfalls of going, yeah, you elevated. Compared to where I was 50 days ago, or 53 days, or whatever the fuck, 53 days. I have elevated my game massively. I am playing on a different level to the man I was 53 days ago. That's fucking awesome. But that screams to how pathetic that man was, not how good I'm doing now. And this is the difference. We need to keep elevating, because if your bar is on the fucking floor, just taking 2 steps up puts you well above that. It doesn't mean that you are now playing in the game of greatness. You are just not playing in the game of mediocrity, of average. Fuck, but before that, I was in playing below that. I wasn't even fucking average. I was just fucking nothing. Nothing. And so, yes, I have elevated. Yes, I have been consistent. Yes, I've been doing the work, but it's not enough. I've been like cruising through. I've been finding loopholes in my own programming, and that's good. That is good, because now I can seal up those gaps and I can keep moving forward. This isn't perfect yet, but it can be. I can fix all these things. And then, once I've completed one iteration of this, then I'll come back to the start and I'll figure out what the gaps are again. And it'll keep improving. This is an ever-growing organism. It's not going to be a stagnant thing, because I think in all things in life, you need to learn and grow from your mistakes. You need to keep pushing forward. If you just focus on the same thing and you're just like dogmatic about it, this is how things are done, end of story, and I've been doing this for the last 20 years, and so that fucking... No, you have to learn and you have to grow and you have to adapt as new things become available, as new information becomes available. We do better, we be better, we act better, and we live that fucking life. And that idea of just picking one lane and going, that's fucking it forever, is just mind-boggling. Even if you return to the original principle, you need to explore the other options. You need to live the life and see what's wrong with that to continue improving. Even if you decide that what you're doing is the best option, you need to keep refining it, make it better. You don't submit your first draft when you write a book. You create the first draft, you edit it, you make it better. It's the same thing. This is the first draft of something that I'm going to put out to other people. So I need to work out all the kinks. And then when I come back and do it again, I will work out more kinks. And the process will get better and better. But the fundamental foundation of this is solid. I just need to work out where the pitfalls are. And this is the one. I think it needs to, within the 126, I'm just, and I'm spitballing as my brain figures this stuff out, needs to fire up. It needs to get harder. So, I don't like when you put things on that, but the first 30 days is just establishing, and then we ramp up, and it's not that the tenets of this change, it's that the intensity of competing those tenets change. And that, I think, that was the game plan for 126, to Chasing Greatness, to Greatness Club. But I think there needs to be that within it, because I can't, as I said, I'm in day 50. I can't be cruising for the next, maths is not my strong point, 70 odd days, 75 days, whatever it may be. 73. Yeah, I can't be cruising for the next 73 days. It's completely fucking unacceptable. To defeat the whole fucking purpose of this. So no, I have to ramp up. No, I have to get better. But the fire's there. The fire's been lit. I've reevaluated and gone, nah, son, this shit ain't acceptable. You are better than this. You can do more. You can be more. You can live more. You started this process to do that. Don't fucking settle now. You've barely scratched the surface. It's go time. It's time to show what you're made of. And if you set the standard up here and people can't reach it, I'd much rather fucking be that guy that I set the standard too high and told people to just shoot for it and see where the fuck they ended up, than being like, yeah, the standard is here and people eclipse me all the time. That is just unacceptable behavior, and I will not settle for that. So, there you go. There's a fiery fucking rant for you, and I'm glad I got that off my chest, because I feel better. It's given me that energy, to have to go, and I need to find that. In that workout, when you run sprints or you do conditioning or things, and you get to that point and you're like, fuck yeah. And that's that monster rattling the cage inside you. And he's like, let's go. Release the monster. And you find a new gear and a new level, and you just ignite yourself. You push yourself to levels you didn't even know were possible. That. You need to be seeking that out as frequently as fucking possible, because that's the fire that creates greatness within you. That's the thing that pushes you beyond that makes you into the monster that you can then turn on and off. But you have to find that passion, that fire, and you need to chase that feeling. That's where the greatness is. And you're never going to reach, and there's never going to be enough, and you're going to find new levels and new levels and new levels. But a life spent chasing greatness is a life well spent. So that's all I have for you, and I'll talk to you soon.